Kevin J. Johnston here, Canada's #1 income tax and corporate tax expert. Nobody knows more about the laws of Canada's taxation than I do. And of course, there pretty much are no laws in Canada stating that you have to pay tax. There's only the income tax and the excise tax acts, which are rules for the CRA that do not pertain to you and me. And if all of you out there took my advice, you'd all be wealthy because you wouldn't be paying up to 73% tax in your lives. Well, what I do is I buy companies. If you have a vast amount of corporate debt anywhere in Canada, I buy your corporation and take all of your debt away from you. That's correct. I know how to take your debt and make money with it. That is what I do. I'm a debt broker. But the best part about it is you get to start over. So March of 2025, maybe, possibly February. Who cares? It doesn't matter. I'm rich. I don't have to worry about these things anymore. I bought a corporation based in Toronto that had over $1.8 million of debt, and the two owners of all of that debt are now living extremely happy, comfortable, debt-free lives. Well, one of the debts in there, we couldn't quite figure out what it was. The province of Ontario was asking for $440,000 of employment health tax. Yeah, employment health tax. But I looked at the debt and I thought, if they want the money bad enough, they're going to call. So in the middle of a meeting I was having with my staff, I got a phone call from somebody working for the Ontario government who doesn't speak English and is not a Canadian citizen, obviously, because that's all that it is now, who wanted me to just hand over $440,000 because she said so. Well, I took advantage of this opportunity to find out what this employer health tax for $440,000 was in the province of Ontario. I'd like you now to listen to the conversations that I have here. One is with the collection agent who got upset with me asking questions. She then transferred me to a manager who did answer my questions and was polite about it. Then I decided to call the auditor who put the debt on the corporation in the first place, and that did not go as well for her as she would have hoped. Sit back, relax, enjoy these conversations, but please also understand, I'm educating all of you in this so that you all know how and why you can never pay and should never pay and will never pay tax again, so long as you have me in your corner. If you have corporate debt, get a hold of me right now at KevinJJohnston.biz. That's right, KevinJJohnston.biz. Fill out the form, and we're going to buy your corporate debt from you. You're going to go back to zero. In the meantime, here is your free university level education on employer health tax in Ontario.
This is Sandeep. I'm a collection officer at Ontario Ministry of Finance, Account Management and Collection Branch.
Oh, that's quite the title.
To speak with that's it's department name and everything.
Wonderful.
And I'm looking to speak with KevinJohnston.
You got him.
Awesome. I'm calling you in regards to Inc.
And how can I help you with that? It's a corporation that I purchased about 5 months ago.
Yes, and are you aware that it's in collections for a balance of $445,626.91?
Yes, I was aware of that. We're trying to figure out where that debt came from. It's a bizarre number to have on a balance sheet. So here, let's do this now that we're talking on the phone. Perhaps you could explain to me what your government agency does. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. So this balance is for employer health tax, EHT.
Okay, so yeah, I was talking with, hold on, ma'am. I was talking with the previous owner about that, and they have no recollection of signing up for a service like this. Could you explain what this is? Go ahead.
I'll try my best, sir. It's not a service. It's a tax that you pay when you go over annual payroll of a certain number or threshold for a year. It's something your accountant will explain you better. I have an address here. I can confirm that address for you, and I can send the statement in the mail. And then you go through each year, and it will explain a lot of things for you.
All right, I'm going to repeat what you said there. So, based on payroll, to which the company is paying a federal tax, provincial income tax, Canada pension plan, and employment insurance. And the corporation has to match Canada pension plan 100% and employment insurance 140%. You're telling me that the province of Ontario has put another tax on top of all of that? Go ahead.
I'm not going to get into that, sir.
Well, I'm trying. Hold on, ma'am. Just a second. I need to understand what that is. You're asking me for $400,000. If I,
Exactly, sir, but you have to let me talk as well. You have to let me talk as well. It's a lot of questions, and you're changing question every minute. You have to let me talk for 2 minutes at least, so that I can at least give you some sort of basis to start.
Please be my guest. I can't wait to hear this.
Definitely. So this is not something, first of all, a new thing. If you go to, I'm a collection officer. I can only tell you what you owe, what period, what amount. If you want to understand more, I can connect you with the employer health tax officer right now. Secondly, to start with, if you have no idea about this tax, you can go on our website. It will give you everything.
Okay, but you're fine. Thank you for that answer. But the tax that we're talking about here is something that you're trying to collect, and it is based on the number of staff the corporation had. Is that correct?
Yeah, the amount of payroll for the year. And every year there's a threshold. If you're under that, you don't pay that tax. If you're over, you do.
I see. So it's not based on the number of staff. It's based on how much the staff got paid.
The payroll. And I will not comment much on that because I'm not technically trained on that. How it works can be explained by the EHT specialist, and I can connect you with them if you would like.
After we're done talking, absolutely, that'd be fantastic. But you're out of the blue. You make a phone call. Hi, how are you? I want $400,000, please. You gotta.
No, sir, that's not how it works. We tried multiple times with the different owner. This is the new information updated on the file recently.
Okay.
And that's why I called.
Okay.
That's the whole point. Yeah.
I see. Well, thank you for the introduction. I appreciate that. All right, so let's carry on here. You're wanting $400 and something thousand from us. That's based on how many staff? Do you know?
That's based off. First of all, it's a couple of years. It's not a 1 year. It's 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 22, 23. That's the combination of all those years. So someone before you purchase this company was not doing their job on time and with the right numbers. That's what caused this amount.
Okay, that would be Steve.
Secondly,
Steve didn't do his job. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but
Steve.
Here, if you purchase a business, if you were aware of it, that's something which you need to take care of. And we have also still not have received any information regarding EHT annual return for 2024. So we are still hoping that if you guys will file it, that would be best. If not, it will be estimated.
Oh, I see. Okay, so let's cover what you've just said there. Again, I need to understand this.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me the province of Ontario puts a tax on every single human being who works within the province on top of all the income taxes and everything else that the corporation pays. And then you, if you don't have a sheet of paper from me, you'll just go ahead and guess what the number is? Is that what you do?
Because you, being a corporation, you are supposed to file your taxes on time. The 2024 annual return was due on March 15th, 2025. And here we are talking at the end of August.
Is it a law that we have to submit taxes?
Of course, sir.
Oh, yeah. Which law is that? I'm sorry. I didn't know that there was a law that said
Employer health tax, EHT. If you are over a threshold, you have to file your taxes.
What if we don't want to?
I'm not sure. Are you trying not to file it?
No, I just
why would you not file
no.
it?
It's a matter. Okay, here I'll tell you what is. If I'm going to take out a piece of paper that has your logo on it, I'm going to write a whole bunch of stuff on it. Who's paying me for my time? Is that you? Do you pay me for my time to do that paperwork?
So, is that what? I'm sorry. I'm not getting to the point of it. You purchased the company. It owes a debt to government. And
Well,
now
hold
you
on.
are going back to the basics.
Hold
Why
on.
should I file
Wait
it?
a minute.
Why
You say I owe a debt. That has not been proven yet.
But I'm informing you, you can look into that, being owner of the director of the company, and you can resolve it.
Yeah, but you're the one that says I owe you money, and I have no evidence of that at all.
I can send you the statement.
I would love to see it, but I'd also like to see.
The previous owners.
Okay, can I ask this? I need to see the statement, and I need you to include the law that says I have to file. First off, I need to know the law that says I have to pay it. And I also wouldn't mind seeing a contract that the previous owners of this corporation signed where they deliberately and willingly stated to the province of Ontario that they wish to give you $400,000. I'd really like to see that contract, please.
No, that's not something I can provide you.
Why?
It's something, taxes are something you are supposed to file. Like, I'll do my best. Well, I'm not sure. This is definitely a weird request for me, to be honest.
Well,
but,
because I'm a real businessman.
To begin with,
Uh-huh.
if you go to ontario.ca, sir, and under taxes, look at EHT. It will give you everything. It will answer most of your questions, first of all. And I can connect you with EHT specialists. They will explain the law and everything, why you're supposed to file it.
You know what? That would be great. Yes, sure. Please. Wonderful. But I got to give you the new corporate address, if you don't mind. I'd love to do that for you.
Go ahead, please.
Yes, wonderful. Okay, so I need you to send me everything I've asked for, including the contract with the province, because as far as you are explaining to me here, any of the taxes that you're asking for sounds like it's a voluntary reporting and a voluntary payout. It doesn't sound like there's anything punishable by prison time or death, does there?
Being a collection officer, I do not have the right to punish you with death or anything like that. We are collectors.
Okay.
We do our best to collect based on what are within our rights.
Okay,
but
so
I can only send you a statement of the account explaining what you owe, for which year, what amount, based on what.
And the contract?
And I will connect you with the EHT specialist and not the contractor. I don't have access to that.
Oh,
I'll connect you with the EHT specialist. Rest of the questions will be answered by them.
But I need the contract. I mean, you want me to give you $400,000. That's a lot of money. A lot of money. Do you have any idea how many condominiums I could buy in Colombia with that kind of money? And you're asking me just to give it to you without a contract? Without evidence?
Not me willingly, randomly choosing a person to call and asking for that amount of money. So you have to understand. And I will connect you with the EHT specialist, which will explain to you why you owe that much, what is the legislation behind it, and they'll give you all the details. I will send you the statement.
Are you a police officer?
Yeah. I think I explained it to you in the beginning that I'm not a police officer.
Oh, I see.
I'm a collection officer.
So you have no power to put me in prison.
Do you think so collection officers can do that?
I don't know. I'm asking. It seems that you got to understand my perspective. I get into my office, you know, I had a good morning. I went to the gym. I worked out a little bit. I got some coffee on my table here. I'm about to start making some sales calls, make some money. And then some random lady that I don't know calls me and says, "Hi, can I have $400,000, please?" Understandably, I would have questions for you. But since...
Of course. And I'm telling you that I will send you a statement and I'll connect you with the EHT specialist.
But I also want the contract, and I do...
value your time more when you speak with the right party.
Okay, so send me the contract, and then I'll take... Yeah, please transfer me to the other... Okay, I'll take the specialist.
I don't have the contract. I do not have the contract.
But you want to get paid, right?
With them right now.
Okay, send me the contract.
Sure. The contract, sir, that's my final word. I do not have any contract. I will send you the statement, but I'll connect you with the EHT department.
Okay.
So that you can have more of your questions answered. And also you can visit ontario.ca. Under taxes, you will look for employer health tax. It will give you each and every detail you need to know, which will help you understand more.
Okay. Yeah, please transfer me over.
All right. I'll connect you with them.
Okay, and send me the contract. Thank you.
I will do that, sir.
Appreciate that.
I do not have the contract, sir. You keep on saying that. I do not have the contract, sir. I will send you the statement of account.
Okay, thank you.
I'm not going to send you the contract because I do not have the contract.
Okay, thank you. I'll take the transfer now.
Your call is being
I was going to say send me the contract again. Damn it.
Your call may be monitored for quality customer service.
She was too fast for me.
All our representatives are currently answering other inquiries. Please hold and your call will be answered in sequence. Did you know?
Okay, so employer health tax. I'm just going to read quickly what this is there. Oh, hi there. Hi. I just got a phone call from your collection department, and some lady says, "Good morning. You owe us $400,000." I have no idea what she's talking about. I asked her if she could send me over a receipt, invoice, and contract, and she said something about there's no contract with the province of Ontario, that I'm just supposed to give you money because she makes a phone call. And she told me that I would need to talk to your department to understand what this employer health tax thing is, because 400 grand, it's a lot of money, dude. Could you please answer some questions? Do you have 5 minutes for me?
What's the business number? Okay, and you're the owner of the company?
Yeah, I bought the company in a share sale about 5 months ago, 6 months ago, roughly. And we put out letters to every single account that we could find saying, "Hi, my name's Kevin. I bought the company. Here's our new address." And here's my phone number. And I finally got a phone call today, 5 months later, almost 6 months later, telling me that we owe 400 grand. So could I get some clarification?
Okay, so let's back up, sorry. Before we get into the money, let's just, sorry, it's a lot of information. I understand this is a big surprise, but we just got to go through some steps, okay? So post-tax resources, can you give me the mailing address now, please?
Yes, she just changed it 5 minutes ago, so I'm hoping that it's there. We moved the company to
Okay, and what's your first and last name?
Kevin. First name's Kevin, Kevin. Middle initial is J, and the last name is Johnston.
Okay, thanks, Kevin.
No worries.
Right, so let me, so you are authorized on the account, so I'm just going to share some information. So it looks like an audit was opened on the company about a year ago. I'm not sure, post audit letter by audit. I'm not sure if they talked to anybody at the company. I don't have any insight into the audit details.
But the audit was
regarding that.
Was it the province of Ontario that did the audit, or was the CRA did the audit?
No, it would be the province of Ontario.
And did the previous owner cooperate with the audit?
I don't know the details of the audit. So like when it goes to audit, we don't have the thing. What happens is they open up an audit item. We open up the periods for them. They do their audit. Then they post the results, and then that results in the balance. So I don't know exactly what was done during the audit. The only thing I could try to do is find the auditor's name, refer you to them, and maybe they can give you a better explanation of the details.
I would love that. Yeah, please.
Either with the previous owner, I'm not sure maybe they didn't find anybody and they just proceeded with the findings based on the CRA downloads. I'm not sure exactly what they did. So
I see.
Just give me a second. I'm just going to do a couple background things.
By all means, please.
Just so I can find statement of account, notice of assessment.
Okay, so some of the questions I was asking the collection lady, she couldn't answer them. She asked me to talk to you because she indicated that you're the expert in there to do with this tax. I'm on the website right now, and it's telling me that there's EHT rules, but it doesn't really cover the law on this. So could you explain to me what this employer health tax is in the province of Ontario? And the reason I bring this up is the corporations, we're already paying income tax. We're paying monumental amounts of tax, especially in CPP and EI corporate matching, that we will never get back. And then we have to pay this employment health tax on top of it. And the lady said that it's the law. You have to do this. You must do this. You have to pay your taxes. But gave me no answers to my questions. So could we cover what this is first, please? I'd like to understand why you're asking me for $400,000. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the employer's health tax is a payroll tax. I'm not sure where the name came from, employer health tax, but then it's payroll tax. So it's the provincial payroll tax on top of any federal amount. So the payroll tax in Ontario, there are exemptions for businesses. So the employer health tax exemptions from 2014 to 2018 were $450,000, and then jumped to $490,000 in 2019, and then it jumped to $1 million in 2020. Okay. I'm looking at the audited remuneration. I'm not sure where they derive their figures. They don't seem to correspond to what I'm seeing on the CRA website, unless you made some changes at the CRA recently. So I don't know any of the details of the audit, what they did. Okay. So basically, if you had a company in Ontario and any of those years, let's just use 2022 as an example. The exemption was $1 million. If your payroll is over $1 million, you owe taxes on the amount over the $1 million. If your payroll is over $5 million, you're not eligible for the exemption. So you're not exempt from the first $1 million. And then also, if you have associated companies where, let's say, you're the majority owner of this company, like the controlling shareholder, and you have controlling interest in other companies, then the companies would be considered associated, and they would share the exemption based on the group payroll. So, for example, if you have two companies, let's say you own 70% of this company and 52% of the other one, you're controlling interest in both. You add up the two payrolls together. If it's over $5 million, neither company gets an exemption. If it's under $5 million, then you are able to share the $1 million between the two companies or more, as long as you fill out an associated schedule. Okay.
Okay. And just out of curiosity,
So
the assessments that you're talking about here, that's based on the CRA's report to you. Is that correct? So it's based off the federal tax report?
It's supposed to be.
I see.
It's supposed to be based on your T4 summary.
Oh, the T4 summary for the staff, you mean?
Exactly. It's a payroll tax.
Okay. So, wow. You're bringing jobs to the province. Everybody's taxed to death. And now we find out that because we had a high payroll, we got to pay more tax. You know, the reason I had to buy the company is that the company didn't make money. Now, I know you don't write the laws. I'm not giving you a difficult time. I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. But now that you've said this, I'm going to repeat what you said so that I understand. This is all about understanding for me. The corporation does a tax return, but it also does a T4 statement for its staff to the CRA. And then the CRA sends that report to the province of Ontario, and the province of Ontario, after the income tax side is paid federally, then taxes the corporation just because it has staff making money. Did I get that right?
Listen, I understand your frustration.
Well, I'm not frustrated. I'm trying to understand. This is not frustration. I'm not frustrated.
I can kind of sense a little bit, but that's okay. That's besides the point. The way it works is it's up to the companies to be compliant with all tax statutes across the province and federally, right? So the onus is, this is just the way it's explained to us and the way we need to explain it to the taxpayers. Okay. The onus is on each corporation to know which tax statutes you are, you should be opening up an account for and be compliant with. No different than if, let's say, you were selling tobacco. You can't come back 10 years later and say, I didn't know I had to pay a tobacco tobacco tax. There is a tobacco tax statute, so it's up to the company to be aware of those. Same with fuel and all. There's different tax statutes across Ontario. So the payroll tax is just like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, it's up to the companies once they open up the company and they get an Ontario corporation number to look up their tax statutes, or have your accountant look up their tax statutes and see which ones do we need to account for. Do we qualify? Are we below exemption? If you're below exemption, then there's no need for you to have a tax account. If you're over the exemption, then you call us and you say, okay, well, I've gone over the exemption this year and I owe you taxes, so please open up an account. And then let's say 2 years from now, your payroll goes down and you say, well, I'm below the exemption, because the exemption went up over the years too, right? So you might, if you were at 500,000, you might have owed in 2019, but when it became a million exemption in 2020, then you're now below, and you call us and you say, well, you know what, I'm not going to hit the million, so please close my account. I'll call you if I go over a million. So the onus is really on the taxpayer to stay compliant with the Income Tax Act, and the Income Tax Act has very broad definitions. Like, you know, it's a general legislation, right? And then the statutes are derived from each province or federally, right? So that's the best way I can explain it to you.
Okay.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work the way you had mentioned, where you go and you pay all the corporate income tax, and then we just automatically tax you. It's supposed to be voluntary from the beginning, from the company. Okay.
Okay. So I would had to have known that the province of Ontario expected me to make a phone call to the province of Ontario to say, hi, we have this many staff, we make this much money, we pay this much money, please tax us. That's what I'm hearing. So you don't automatically do it.
No, but then what happens is the CRA will feed us information, right? Like, and it's delayed, like 2-3 years delayed, and then there was COVID, and then I know last year there was a big catch-up done. So, so then what happens is with the feed, it'll come to us as an investigative item. Some items audit takes over, some of the stuff we administer on our end, and depending on, you know, the nature of it. And then we'll send out a letter, ask for information from the company. If we don't hear back, then we'll assess based on the federal figures. In this situation, audit did it. I'm not sure what audit, you know, I don't have access to audit's file. So I'm not sure where they derive their figures. I'm not sure who they contacted. Were they successful in contacting someone? You know, and so on. So I don't know what the audit findings were. Okay. So there's a couple of work items on here. I'm just gonna look through them just to see if I'm not missing anything here. Because before I give you the information, I just want to make sure there's nothing here.
Sure.
And then just so you're aware, the dates of those assessments, I don't know what's going on with the letters that went out, but the dates of those assessments, audit notice of assessment, were February 26, 2025, which means that, and on there it says you have 180 days from the mailing date of the form to file a notice of objection, and unfortunately, based on the date A, I believe you're just past that 180 days, so like by a few days. So I don't know in this situation what needs to happen. What I would suggest is you would try anyway if you object with the findings of the audit.
Sure.
But you are outside the 180 days. Just to let you know, by marginally this week. I mean, I'm not going to count what it is, but February, I'm just going by the months. February is the second month. We're now the 8th month, so that's 6 months. And then some months are 28, some months there's 31. So I didn't count 180 days, but I think you're just off by like a couple days.
Okay. Well, we'll give it a shot. But yeah, again, this is just for my own educational purposes. It's called the employer health tax, which I think is where everybody got confused, is that nobody recalls ever signing up for a separate health care program for the team. It's just an extra tax that is automatically assigned by the province.
It's a payroll tax.
Yeah.
It's a payroll tax.
Right.
I don't know why the name is employer health tax. That's not something I derived. I don't even, yeah.
Oh, I don't believe you did
I
it.
think I tried to read about it. Yeah.
All right. Now
I guess it's to offset some of the provincial obligations for, for health programs. I'm not sure, but it is payroll tax. That's the definition of the employer health tax.
No, I got you. All right. A couple of more things here. Is punishment. If we are unable to pay this, what's the punishment? Is there prison time, fines? Do you file lawsuits? Let's find out what's going on there.
That's above my pay grade, Kevin. So I see a letter here, which is good, August 2nd from you. So obviously with collections, and so you got a call from collections. Typically with collections, I don't know the processes. You should ask us from collections because they don't know what they'll do. Typically what they'll do is they have stages of collection. And so they'll follow up with phone calls, whatever, try to get in touch with the company. Then they'll probably start like a lien on the business, and the assets and so on. If there's, they might do garnishment. I think again, they have different stages. It's best to talk to the collection officer about that. I'm just trying to read this. Sorry, while I'm talking, I'm trying to read this letter that you sent in on August 2nd. Consent my capacity. Before every correspondent your office's disciplinary prior correspondence. Yeah, you can maybe leverage the that letter from August 2nd saying you've made attempts to get more information. Again, I don't know without a formal notice of objection how they would look at it from the objections and appeals group. But it's good that you have some correspondence imaged in the file that you basically made us aware of your,
Yeah, I wrote that letter only because I
position.
wasn't getting replies from any of the other letters. And that's the standard practice here, because we are an acquisitions firm, is when we buy a corporation, we immediately, within 7 days, everybody is informed that the company's been purchased, and we need to see any and all contracts and any and all evidence of debt issued immediately. And it never happened. It's bizarre, but private companies cooperate, the government doesn't. We've never once had a reply from any government agency in the country, and that's all 10 provinces. So your agency is not alone in that. But nonetheless, I think the average person doesn't understand, and I'm a pretty clever guy, and I simply had never heard of this tax until we bought the corporation. So I appreciate the information. Thank you very much. All right, let's get back to the other question I had, though. Is let's just say that we are unable to pay this thing, this 400 grand you're looking for. Is there prison time that goes along with not paying it?
I don't. That's not something I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know to which funds are pursued and the implications on the business. You have to ask a lawyer for that question, not me. Okay, I just tell you what I'm in the administration group. I'm letting you know what the balance is. I'm letting you know what the findings are. And then, do you have a copy of the audit letters, the assessment letters?
Just, we had one assessment letter, but we don't have any of the audit information here at all. And I don't think that the previous owner even understood what the audit was about. So there's nothing here on file. Is it possible for me to get the auditor's name and number so I can call them?
Yeah.
Of course, thank you.
It's on the letters. So Christie's extension, if you call this on taxes number, is 21028.
And which phone number would I be calling?
the general hotline, the 1-866-668-8297.
Wonderful.
Hold on. And so I think Errol is the manager. That's why there's confusion.
Well, I'll take Errol's number as well, because if I can't reach Christy, I'll give that a shot.
Yeah, no problem. And Errol's extension is 21014.
Okay.
And I'll give you Christy's a direct cell number as well.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can contact her at 416.
Yes.
230.
Yes.
230-2577.
I'm sorry. I must have missed something here. Could you repeat that, please?
Okay, sorry. I thought I could give out the cell number. She's saying no, just the extension. So what they want you to do is call 1-866-668-8297 and dial her extension 21028, and that'll direct you to her cell phone number.
That is fabulous news. I really, really, really appreciate your time. Thank you very much for this information.
Yeah, and then regarding objections and appeals, I should let you know, there is an extension for them, a phone number.
Oh.
And I'll give you the email address as well.
Oh,
okay?
Yes, we'll take that too.
So objections and appeals would be, I think, directly to reach them. It's 905-435-2001.
Okay.
If you were to call the 1-866 number that I gave you, the extension for them would be 10261.
Okay.
And then the email address to file a formal notice of objection is A as in apple, O, A as in apple again, S as in service, B as in Bob, and then all those should be capital. So capital A, capital O, capital A, capital S, capital B, and then we're going to do services, but just the S is capitalized. I don't think the capitalization makes a difference when you're writing an email, but I'm just letting you know the way it appears on my end, okay?
Yes, sir.
So AOASB, and then capital S, and then lowercase ERVICES.
Yes.
At ontario.ca.
This has been most enlightening and most helpful, and I greatly appreciate your time, sir.
Yeah, no problem. And so if you have any questions regarding the legal aspect of it, you just talk to the collections officer. They probably have more information, although I don't know what stage they're at. They might have to refer you to the manager. But again, I think that's more of a question for a lawyer than it is for,
Understood. Okay.
For anybody on our end, okay?
No worries. Listen, I got to go, but thank you so much for your time.
You want to get a copy of the audit notices of assessment. If you need that, you can always give us a call back. Provide us written communication to share that detail with you by email, and we'll be able to send you a copy of those. Okay, what you need to know is those assessment letters. You want to compare them to your payrolls for the year, make sure everything looks correct, and then we can go from there. Okay, but if you have a valid reason for an objection, you want to get that objection in right away.
Done. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
Okay.
Take care.
And then maybe reference your past mail where you've tried to contact us.
Oh,
okay.
Believe me, I will do that as well. That is amazing news, and thank you for being so helpful.
No problem.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Take care. Thanks. Bye now.
Bye.
That guy was actually incredibly helpful. Normally, government employees can't wait to hang up the phone. This guy here wouldn't let me hang up. That's never happened. So, all right. I'm just going to recap what has transpired here. I bought a corporation that had $1.3 million of debt. Now, it had a $400 and something, whatever, $1,000 debt for employer health tax in the province of Ontario. Now, honestly speaking, I had no clue what that tax was until March of 2025 when I bought the corporation. I thought that this doesn't sound like a health tax. So we just kind of let it all go, knowing that they would be contacting me at some point in the future. Well, here they are. It took them almost 6 months to be able to make a phone call to me to let me know that they want 400 grand. Isn't it great to get a phone call? Hello, I'm a woman. You don't know me. I work for some faceless organization. Give me 400 grand. Holy crap. All right. This is why you should be talking to Kevin J. Johnston and not any other accountant nor lawyer anywhere in Canada. You see, I bought this corporation, and the individuals who sold it to me got to walk away from the entire debt load. And you've now just heard some of the work that I do after I take over the debt. I obviously will have to make phone calls or take phone calls, send in legal letters, and deal with silliness and nonsense like this. This employer health tax, as you've just learned, is a tax that they put on payroll, and the government expects you to call the government of Ontario to say, hi, we want you to charge us an employment health tax on top of all the taxes the CRA and the region are already taking from us. Wow. And if you don't open up the account, just like the Canada Revenue Agency, they have no clue what you owe, so they just guess. They just guess, and they send out auditors who put on the big show of having some particular type of authority, which they do not. So, everybody, if you got a corporation with debt, you just heard it there. There's no punishment when I take everything over. I take the debt, the government calls me. You get to walk away from all of your corporate debt and start over. And the two gentlemen that sold me this corporation started over. One of them bought a villa in Argentina, and the other one bought a villa in Greece. And the two of them are living life large because they didn't have to pay that 1 point whatever million dollars that it ended up being. They kept the money and they went out and they lived life, and I get stuck with the debt, but that is what I do. I buy debt and I deal with institutions like this. The other thing is, you should not be doing your own payroll. You just heard the ultimate reason why my company based in Alberta should be doing all of your payroll. You will never pay an employment health tax nor any other unnecessary tax, including corporate matching on Canada Pension Plan and employment insurance if I'm your guy. Where companies like ADP charge you for every check they write, I charge you nothing for every check that we write, and there are no service fees for what we do, and you get to keep the corporate matching on the CPP and the EI, and you will never pay Ontario's employment health tax nor any other province's ridiculous tax that they put on top of salaries that you can't even afford to pay now. So if anybody out there actually wants to make money, you got to let me take over your invoicing. You got to let me take over your payroll. You've got to let me buy your corporation from you, get you into a brand new corporation so you never pay taxes again. You just heard me talking to the government after I bought a corporation. The previous owners are living life large. I'm the one that gets stuck with the garbage, and that is okay because I love conflict and I hate the Canadian government. Just sell me your corporation. Stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop thinking it's some kind of scam. Stop asking stupid questions like it sounds too good to be true. You just heard me talking to the Ontario government on the behalf of the previous debt holder. Rack up as much corporate debt as you want, sell it to me, and go to Greece, go to Argentina, come here to Panama, go wherever you want in the world because you're not going to pay those taxes. And if I am your tax guy for the rest of your life, you'll never pay tax again for the rest of your life. You go to KevinJJohnston.com to read anything about me and use the contact form. You can go down here to KevinJJohnston.biz, KevinJJohnston.biz if you want to sell me a corporation. Fill out the form. Please include your phone number, and we will call you and take your corporate debt away from you. You can live life on the beach like all of my clients do. See you soon.